Hello there, and welcome to Sleepy Science Guide. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe the day felt long, or maybe it felt like it vanished before you could catch your breath. Maybe you've been rushing through hours that blur together, or maybe you've been stuck in moments that seem to stretch endlessly. Either way, you're here now, and that's all that matters. You don't need to do anything anymore but rest. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let your jaw unclench. Let the weight of the day begin to settle somewhere far below you. Somewhere you don't need to carry it anymore. Tonight, we're going to talk about time and space, but not in the way you might expect. We're not here to solve equations or memorize facts. We're here to drift, to wonder, to let these ideas wash over you like slow waves, not demanding anything, just moving gently through your mind. As you sink deeper into rest, time and space are vast, mysterious, beautiful in their strangeness. And tonight, they'll be your companions as you fall asleep. Before we begin, if these quiet explorations help you unwind or give you a peaceful way to end your day, I'd love to know which country you're listening from tonight. Leave a comment below and let me know where in the world you're drifting off. It creates a small connection across continents, across time zones, a reminder that while we're all moving through time at different moments, we're all seeking the same thing: rest. And if this content brings you calm, consider gently tapping the like button and subscribing to the channel. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. Now, settle in. Let your breathing find its own rhythm. Let your thoughts begin to loosen and drift, because we're about to explore something strange and wonderful: the nature of time itself and the vast, quiet emptiness of space that holds everything, including you, including this moment, including the breath you're taking right now. When you think about time, what comes to mind? Maybe clocks, numbers, schedules, the sense that time is always moving, always flowing forward like a river carrying you along, whether you're ready or not. We measure time in seconds, minutes, hours, days. We organize our lives around it. We say time is passing, time is running out. We're running out of time. Time, in our everyday experience, feels like something real, something we can touch and hold and measure with precision. But here's a strange thought, one that might make you pause if you let it sink in gently. Time might not be a thing at all. It might just be a feeling, a way your brain organizes experience, a pattern you've learned to recognize. Before clocks existed, before humans invented ways to measure and divide and count the hours, time was still there, wasn't it? Or was it? Think about it for a moment. Not too hard. Just let the question float through your mind. If there were no clocks, no way to measure time, would time still exist? Or would there just be change, movement, the sun rising and setting, seasons turning, things growing and fading, but no numbers attached to any of it? Time might be less like a river and more like the way you perceive the river. The water is moving, yes. Things are changing, yes. But the sense of time, the feeling that there's a forward direction, that there's a past behind you and a future ahead of you, that might be something your mind creates, not something that's really out there in the universe. And if that's true, if time is more about how you feel than about what's real, then maybe, just maybe, you can let go of it. Maybe you can stop trying to keep track of time. Stop worrying about how much time has passed or how much time you have left, and just exist. Just be here, in this moment, which is the only moment that's ever really happening. And here's another strange thing to consider, something that might feel even more mysterious. Which is bigger, space or time? Space you can understand in a way. Space is distance. It's the gap between you and the stars, between one edge of the universe and another. It stretches out in all directions, vast and incomprehensible, but at least you can imagine it. You can picture yourself traveling through space, moving from here to there, covering distance. But time is different. Time isn't a distance you can travel. It's not a place you can go. It's more like depth, like falling, like sinking into something that has no edges, no boundaries, no way to measure it, except by the changes you notice along the way. Space is wide, time is deep, and while you can close your eyes and make space disappear, make the room around you fade into nothing, time keeps going, even with your eyes closed, even lying still, even doing nothing. Time continues. Or does it? Maybe when you close your eyes, when you stop paying attention to the world, time doesn't disappear, but it does change. It stretches. It compresses. An hour can feel like minutes. Minutes can feel like hours. Time bends depending on how you're experiencing it. And that's what makes time so strange. Space is there whether you look at it or not. But time seems to depend on you, on your awareness, on whether you're paying attention. And tonight, as you lie here, as you let your awareness soften and blur, you might notice time doing something it doesn't usually do. It might slow down. It might lose its edges. It might stop feeling like something you're moving through and start feeling like something you're floating in, something gentle and formless that holds you without pressing down. There's a question philosophers and physicists have been asking for a very long time. And it's one of those questions that sounds simple, but opens into something vast and strange the more you think about it. The question is this: does time actually flow? When you say time is passing, time is moving forward, what do you really mean? Because if you think about it, really think about it, what would it even mean for time to flow? Flow compared to what? A river flows past the banks. A car moves relative to the road. But time? What is time flowing past? What is it moving relative to? Some physicists believe that the flow of time, the sense that we're moving from past to future, is an illusion. Not in the sense that it's fake or unreal, but in the sense that it's something our minds create, rather than something built into the fabric of the universe. The universe itself, they suggest, doesn't have a past and future. It doesn't have a now. It just is. All of it. All at once. The moments you call past and the moments you call future are all equally real, all existing together in a kind of eternal present that we can't quite perceive because our minds are built to experience things one moment at a time. This is a comforting thought in a way. If time doesn't really flow, if all moments are equally real, then nothing is ever truly gone. The past isn't behind you, lost forever. It's still there, still existing, just in a different part of time. And the future isn't waiting to arrive. It's already there too, already real, already unfolding in its own way. You can't see it yet, can't access it, but it's there, like a book that's already written, every page existing at once, even though you read them one at a time. And what about the present? What about now? If you try to pin down what now actually is, you'll find it surprisingly slippery. How long does now last? A second? Less than a second? The moment you try to identify now, it's already become the past. The present is like trying to grab water. It flows through your fingers before you can hold it. Some philosophers say the present doesn't exist at all. There's only past and future, and the present is just the knife edge between them, too thin to have any duration, too fleeting to be real. But that doesn't feel right, does it? Because you're here, you're experiencing this moment. This is now, isn't it? You're listening to these words, breathing, resting, existing in this present moment. And even if the present is impossibly thin, even if it vanishes the instant it arrives, it's still the only time you ever really live in. The past is memory. The future is imagination. But now, this moment, this breath, this is real in a way nothing else is. So maybe the present does exist. Maybe it's the only thing that exists. Or maybe, as some suggest, the present is like a spotlight moving through time, illuminating each moment briefly before moving on. The moments are all there, all existing in that eternal block of time. But your consciousness only experiences them one at a time, creating the sensation of flow, the feeling of moving through time, even though time itself isn't actually moving at all. Let your mind rest with that for a moment. Don't try to solve it. Don't try to understand it fully. Just let the idea drift through your thoughts like a cloud passing overhead. Time might flow. Time might not flow. Either way, you're here in this moment, and that's enough. Think about a river for a moment. A real river with water moving over stones, flowing from somewhere upstream towards somewhere downstream. You can stand on the bank and watch the water pass. You can see it moving. You can feel the current if you step into it. The river flows relative to you, relative to the banks, relative to the earth beneath it. But time? Time doesn't flow relative to anything. There's no bank for time to flow past. There's no stationary point from which to measure its movement. Time, if it moves at all, takes everything with it, including you, including your thoughts, including the very awareness you'd use to measure its flow. Some physicists describe this by saying that time is more like a landscape than a river. Imagine all of time spread out like a vast terrain with hills and valleys, plains and mountains. The past is one region of this landscape. The future is another. And your consciousness is like a traveler moving through this terrain, experiencing one location at a time. But the terrain itself isn't moving. It's just there. All of it, spread out across the fourth dimension the way a physical landscape is spread out across space. You move through it, experiencing it sequentially. But it doesn't move. It simply exists. This is a strange way to think about time, and your mind might resist it, because it feels like time is moving. Right now, this moment, you feel it slipping away, becoming the past, making room for the next moment. But maybe that feeling is just the way your consciousness works. Maybe it's like watching a movie. The movie doesn't actually move. It's just a series of still images, projected one after another. But when you watch it, you experience motion, change, a story unfolding. Time might be like that, a series of moments, all existing simultaneously, but your consciousness experiences them one at a time, creating the illusion of flow. And if that's true, then the urgency you sometimes feel about time, the sense that it's running out, that you're running out of time, is just another illusion. Because if all moments exist equally, then there's no such thing as running out. The moments are all there. They always have been. They always will be. You're just moving through them, experiencing them sequentially. But they're not going anywhere. They're not disappearing. They're permanent fixtures in the structure of reality. This might sound abstract, even confusing, and that's okay. You don't need to fully grasp it. Just let the possibility exist in your mind. Let it soften the edges of your usual way of thinking about time. Let it create a little space, a little looseness in the tight grip of linear time. Because the tighter you hold on to time, the faster it seems to slip through your fingers. But if you let go, if you stop trying to hold it, it stops slipping away. It just is, and you can rest in it, float in it, exist in it without resistance. The past feels different from the future, doesn't it? The past feels fixed, solid, unchangeable. It's already happened. It's done. You can remember it, but you can't go back and change it. The future, on the other hand, feels open, uncertain, full of possibilities. It hasn't happened yet. It's still being written. You can't remember the future, but you can imagine it, plan for it, worry about it, hope for it. But what if that distinction is an illusion too? What if the past isn't really behind you, gone forever? What if it's still there, still happening, just in a different part of time? Some theories of physics suggest exactly that. They suggest that the past doesn't vanish. It remains permanent and unchanging, existing as surely as a distant star exists, even when you can't see it. The events of your childhood, the moments from yesterday, even the breath you took 10 seconds ago, all of them are still there, still part of the fabric of space-time, still real. This might sound strange, but think about light for a moment. When you look at a star, you're not seeing it as it is now. You're seeing it as it was years or centuries or even millennia ago, because that's how long it took the light to travel from the star to your eyes. In a very real sense, you're looking into the past. The star's past is still visible, still real, still sending light across space. And if you could travel faster than light, which you can't, but if you could theoretically catch up with that light. See events that already happened. Watch the past unfold as if it were happening now. In the same way, maybe the past doesn't disappear. Maybe it just moves away from you, recedes into a part of time you can't access anymore. But it's still there, still real, still existing. You've moved on, but the moments haven't. They remain frozen in time, permanent fixtures in the structure of the universe. Think about a moment from your childhood. Maybe a specific afternoon, a particular room, sunlight coming through a window in a certain way. You can remember it, can't you? But where is that memory? Is it just neurons firing in your brain? A recording stored in biological tissue? Or is it something else? Is it, perhaps, a connection to a moment that still exists, somewhere in the fabric of time? A moment you're somehow able to perceive across the distance of years. The smell of rain on summer pavement, the sound of a voice you haven't heard in decades, the feeling of grass under your bare feet when you were 7 years old. These aren't just chemical patterns in your brain. They feel real in a way that transcends mere memory. They feel like windows into something that's still happening somewhere, still unfolding in its own eternal present. And if the past still exists, then maybe memory is less like accessing a file in your brain and more like looking at a distant event that's still happening somewhere else in time. When you remember something, maybe you're not pulling up a stored copy. Maybe you're somehow perceiving an event that's still real, still there, just separated from you by time instead of space. It's a strange thought, a comforting one perhaps, because it means nothing is ever truly lost. Every moment you've experienced is still out there, still part of the universe, still woven into the fabric of time. You can't go back, can't relive it, but it hasn't disappeared. It's still there, existing, just as real as this moment, just as permanent as the stars. Every conversation you've ever had, every meal you've eaten, every sunset you've watched, all of it still there, still real, still part of the eternal structure of space-time. The universe doesn't erase anything. It just moves forward, adding new moments to the collection, but never removing the old ones. They accumulate, layer upon layer, building up a complete history of everything that has ever happened. And somewhere in that vast collection, there's every version of you that has ever existed. The child you were, the teenager struggling to understand the world, the young adult making choices that would shape your life. All of those versions are still there, still living their moments, still experiencing what they experienced. They haven't gone anywhere. They're permanent residents in the eternal landscape of time. This means that right now, in this moment, you're adding another layer to that collection. This moment, this breath, this thought, it's being woven into the permanent fabric of reality. It will always be there, long after you've forgotten it, long after this night has faded into the blur of countless other nights. This moment will still exist, frozen in time, a permanent part of the universe's history. And what about the future? If the past still exists, does the future already exist too? This is where things get even stranger, even more mysterious. Some theories suggest that yes, the future is already there, already determined, already laid out like a path you haven't walked yet, but that's already been carved through time. This is sometimes called the block universe. The idea that all of time, past, present, and future, exists simultaneously in a single, unchanging block. And your experience of moving through time is just your consciousness sliding along one path through that block, encountering moments one by one, even though they all exist at once. If that's true, then the future isn't uncertain. It's already happened, in a sense. It's already real. You just haven't experienced it yet. Every choice you'll ever make, every event that will ever happen to you is already there, already part of the block, already woven into the structure of time. You can't see it yet, can't know it yet, but it exists. This might sound unsettling at first. If the future is already determined, then what about free will? What about choice? Are you just following a script that's already been written, acting out a story that's already complete? These are deep questions, ones that philosophers have wrestled with for centuries. But here's another way to think about it. Maybe the block universe doesn't eliminate choice. Maybe your choices are part of what creates the block. Maybe the future is determined precisely because you're going to make certain choices, not in spite of them. Imagine a book that's already written. Every page exists. The ending is already there. But that doesn't mean the characters in the book don't make choices. Their choices are what makes the story what it is. The fact that the book is complete doesn't make the choices any less real or meaningful. They're just complete choices. Choices that have been made in the eternal structure of the story. Or think of it this way. Right now, as you lie here, your past is determined. It's fixed. You can't change it. But does that mean you didn't have free will when you were living those moments? Of course not. You made choices. You did things. The fact that those choices are now fixed in the past doesn't make them any less yours. And maybe the future is the same. Maybe it's determined in the sense that it's already there, but it's determined by the choices you're going to make. Choices that are just as real and free as the ones you made yesterday. This might not fully resolve the paradox, but it offers a different way to sit with it, a way that doesn't require you to have all the answers. And there's something deeply peaceful about that, about accepting that maybe the future is both fixed and open, both determined and free, both already there and still being created. These seeming contradictions might just be limitations of how we think about time, not contradictions in time itself. And here's the truly comforting part. If the future already exists, if it's already laid out, already real, then whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And worrying about it won't change it. Trying to control it won't reshape it. The future is what it is, and that means you can let go. You can release the grip of anxiety about tomorrow, about next week, about next year, because the future is already taken care of. It exists. It's real. It's waiting for you to arrive. This doesn't mean you shouldn't plan or make good choices. Those plans and choices are part of the future that exists. But it does mean you can stop the endless what-ifs, the constant worry, the exhausting mental rehearsals of things that might go wrong. Because if the block universe is real, then everything that's going to happen is already woven into the fabric of reality, and all you have to do is move through it, one moment at a time, experiencing it as it arrives. And isn't that what you're already doing? Right now, lying here, you're not in the future. You're not in the past. You're in this moment. And tomorrow, when tomorrow arrives, you'll be in that moment. And the day after, you'll be there too. You're always in the present, always experiencing now, even though the future and past are spread out all around you in the eternal structure of time. Of course, this is just one theory, one way of thinking about time. Others say the future doesn't exist yet, that it's genuinely open, genuinely uncertain, and that your choices really do shape what happens next. And maybe both are true in different ways. Maybe the future is both fixed and open, both determined and uncertain, depending on how you look at it, depending on which questions you ask. But for now, here, tonight, it doesn't matter. Because right now, you're not in the future. You're not in the past. You're here in this thin, fleeting, impossible present. And that's the only place you need to be. When you look up at the night sky, when you see the darkness between the stars, what are you seeing? Empty space, right? Nothingness, the absence of everything. We call it the vacuum of space, and we imagine it as a void, a blank canvas on which stars and galaxies are painted. But what if empty space isn't empty at all? What if the vacuum is full, teeming with things you can't see, things that exist at scales too small to detect, energies too subtle to measure? Physics suggests that empty space is not nothing. Even in the most perfect vacuum, in a region where there are no atoms, no particles, no matter at all, there's still something there. The vacuum itself has properties. It can bend and stretch and ripple. It has energy. Particles can pop into existence out of nothing, live for the briefest instant, and then vanish back into nothing. The vacuum is alive in a strange way, filled with potential, filled with possibility. Quantum physics tells us that at the smallest scales, the vacuum is constantly fluctuating. Virtual particles appear and disappear in endless pairs, borrowing energy from the uncertainty of the universe itself. These aren't metaphorical particles. They're real in the sense that they have measurable effects. They create tiny forces. They influence how other particles behave. The vacuum, it turns out, is not a calm, empty void. It's a seething foam of energy and potential, a quantum sea that underlies all of reality. And this quantum foam, this buzzing emptiness, is everywhere, between the molecules of air around you, between the atoms in your body, between the stars and galaxies. All of space is filled with this invisible activity, this constant creation and annihilation happening at scales too small for you to perceive, even when you think you're looking at nothing. Even when you see empty darkness, there's an entire universe of quantum events unfolding, a microscopic dance that never stops. This is hard to wrap your mind around, and you don't need to fully understand it. Just let the idea wash over you. Space is not empty. The nothingness between the stars is not nothing. It's a field, a fabric, a medium in which everything else exists. And that fabric is far stranger and more complex than it appears. The darkness you see when you close your eyes isn't absence, just a presence so subtle, so quiet, that your senses can't detect it. In a way, this makes space feel less lonely. Because if space isn't empty, if it's filled with potential and energy and constant quantum activity, then nowhere is truly void. Even in the darkest reaches of the cosmos, billions of light years from the nearest star, space is alive. Not alive in the biological sense, but alive with motion, with energy, with the fundamental vibrations of existence itself. And then there's light. Light is one of the most familiar things in your experience. You see because light enters your eyes. You feel warmth because light from the sun touches your skin. Light is everywhere, constant, reliable. But light has a secret, a strange property that changes everything once you understand it. Light doesn't experience time. From the perspective of a photon, a particle of light, no time passes. It's emitted from a star and absorbed by your eye in the same instant, even if that journey took millions of years from your perspective. For light, there is no journey, there is no duration, there is only an eternal now. This is because light travels at the speed of light, which sounds obvious, but has profound implications. At the speed of light, time stops. This is a consequence of Einstein's theory of relativity. The faster you move, the slower time passes for you, relative to someone standing still. And at the speed of light, time doesn't just slow down, it stops completely. So for a photon, for a beam of light, the moment of emission and the moment of absorption are the same moment. No time elapses. The photon doesn't age, doesn't change, doesn't experience duration. It simply is, existing in an eternal, unchanging instant. And when you look at a star, when you see light that's traveled for thousands or millions of years to reach your eyes, you're seeing the past, not in a metaphorical sense, but literally. You're seeing that star as it was when the light left it, not as it is now. The star might have changed. It might have exploded, collapsed, transformed into something unrecognizable, but you're seeing it as it was, frozen in time, because that's the light that's reaching you now. In a very real sense, the universe is full of pasts. Every direction you look, you're seeing different moments in time. Nearby stars show you the recent past. Distant galaxies show you the ancient past. And if you could look far enough, you could see the universe as it was billions of years ago, young and hot and dense, before stars and galaxies even existed. The past is still visible, still there, still sending light across space. The universe is a time machine, showing you history wherever you look. And this connects to something deeper, something more philosophical. Distance in space is connected to distance in time. When you look at something far away, you're looking into the past. The farther away it is, the deeper into the past you see. Space and time are woven together, inseparable, part of the same fabric. You can't talk about one without the other. A star might be 1,000 light years away, which means it's both 1,000 light years distant in space and 1,000 years distant in time. Space and time are not two separate things. They're two aspects of the same thing, spacetime. And in that vast spacetime, you are a tiny, brief ripple, a pattern of matter and energy that exists for a moment, perceives a small slice of the universe, and then fades. But while you exist, while you're here, you're part of it. Part of the fabric, part of the dance of space and time that has been going on for billions of years and will continue for billions more. You might feel lonely sometimes, thinking about the vastness of space. The distances are so enormous, so incomprehensible. The nearest star is over 4 light years away. That means if you could travel at the speed of light, which you can't, it would take over 4 years to get there, and that's the nearest star. Most stars are much, much farther. Galaxies are millions or billions of light years away. The universe is vast beyond imagining, and you are tiny, confined to a small planet orbiting an average star in an unremarkable galaxy. But maybe distance doesn't mean what we think it means. Maybe separation in space is not the same as separation in reality. You and a distant star might be separated by vast distances, but you're both part of the same universe, both woven into the same fabric of space-time, both existing in the same interconnected whole. The star is far away, yes, but it's not separate. It's part of the same structure, the same pattern, the same unfolding story. And on a cosmic scale, maybe loneliness is an illusion. Maybe the feeling of being separate, isolated, alone is just a consequence of the limited way you perceive reality. From a broader perspective, from a view that includes all of space and time, there is no separation. There is only connection. Everything is part of everything else, woven together in ways you can't see, but that are nonetheless real. So yes, the universe is vast. Yes, you are tiny. But you are not alone. You are part of something enormous, something beautiful, something that has no edges and no end. And that, in its own way, is comforting. You don't need to fill the vastness. You don't need to bridge the distances. You're already part of it, already connected, already home. Here's something that might sound impossible, but it's absolutely true, confirmed by countless experiments and observations. Time does not pass at the same rate everywhere. Time can speed up. Time can slow down. And not just in your subjective experience, not just in the way an hour can feel fast or slow depending on what you're doing. Time literally, physically, measurably passes at different rates depending on how you're moving and where you are. This is one of the strangest predictions of Einstein's theory of relativity, and it's been proven over and over again. If you move very fast, time slows down for you, relative to someone standing still. This isn't a trick. It's not a matter of perception. If you got on a spaceship and traveled at close to the speed of light for what felt like a year to you, when you came back to Earth, decades might have passed for everyone else. You would have aged 1 year. They would have aged decades. Time literally passed more slowly for you because you were moving fast. This has been tested with atomic clocks, the most precise timekeeping devices we have. If you put one atomic clock on an airplane and leave another on the ground, and then fly the airplane around the world at high speed, when you bring the clocks back together, they won't show the same time anymore. the clock on the airplane will be slightly behind the clock on the ground. Just slightly, just a tiny fraction of a second, because the airplane wasn't moving nearly fast enough to create a dramatic effect. But the effect is there. It's real. Time passed more slowly for the moving clock. Scientists have done this experiment many times, flying atomic clocks around the world in jets, and every time the results confirm Einstein's predictions. The clock that moved is behind the clock that stayed still. Time dilation is not theoretical. It's not speculative. It's a measured fact of reality, confirmed to extraordinary precision. And this phenomenon has practical consequences. GPS satellites, the ones that tell your phone where you are, orbit the Earth at high speeds and experience time dilation. To them, time passes slightly more slowly than it does on the ground. If we didn't account for this effect, if we didn't adjust the clocks on those satellites to compensate for time dilation, GPS would quickly become inaccurate. Within a single day, your location would be off by several kilometers. The technology we use every day depends on understanding and correcting for the fact that time passes at different rates for objects moving at different speeds. And it's not just speed. Gravity affects time too. The stronger the gravity, the slower time passes. If you're standing on the ground, time is passing very slightly more slowly for you than it is for someone standing on a mountain, because you're deeper in Earth's gravitational field. The difference is incredibly tiny, but it's there, measurable with precise instruments. Time at your feet is passing slightly slower than time at your head, because your feet are closer to the Earth's center of mass, deeper in the gravitational field. And if you were to stand on the surface of a much more massive object, like a neutron star or near a black hole, time would slow down dramatically. Hours for you could be years for someone far away. Days could be decades. And at the event horizon of a black hole, time would slow down so much that it would almost stop completely, stretching each second into an eternity. This means that in the universe, there is no single universal now. There's no cosmic clock ticking away the same seconds for everyone, everywhere. Time is local, personal, dependent on where you are and how you're moving. Your now is different from the now of someone on a mountaintop, which is different from the now of an astronaut on the International Space Station, which is different from the now of a distant star. Everyone and everything exists in their own stream of time, flowing at slightly different rates, weaving together into the complex fabric of spacetime. But you don't need to travel to a black hole to experience this. You're experiencing it right now, in subtle ways. Every time you move, time shifts for you, ever so slightly. Every time you stand up or sit down, changing your position in Earth's gravitational field, time changes speed just a tiny bit, just enough to be detected by the most sensitive instruments, but not enough for you to notice. And there's something deeply peaceful about this. If you let yourself feel it, time is not rigid. Time is not fixed. Time bends and stretches and flows at different rates, depending on where you are and how you're moving. And maybe, just maybe, your subjective experience of time slowing down or speeding up isn't just in your head. Maybe it's part of the nature of time itself. Maybe when you're deeply relaxed, deeply at rest, time really is passing differently for you than it is for someone who's rushing around. Not in a measurable way, perhaps, but in some subtle, unmeasurable way that you can feel, even if you can't prove. So let time slow down. Let it stretch. Let it soften and blur. You're not fighting against some universal clock. You're allowing time to do what it already does naturally, what it's always done. flex, bend, change, adapt. And tonight, as you rest, time can slow to whatever pace it needs to. There's no hurry, there's no deadline. Time is yours, and it will wait. Some physicists even suggest that gravity itself is not really a force, but a curvature of space-time. Mass bends the fabric of space and time together, creating what we experience as gravity. When you stand on the Earth, you're not being pulled down by a force. You're following the natural curve of space-time, created by the Earth's mass. It's as if the Earth creates a depression in the fabric of reality, and you're simply rolling along the slope of that depression. And where space-time curves, time flows differently. At the bottom of the curve, deep in a gravitational well, time flows more slowly. Higher up, where space-time is flatter, time flows faster. The universe is full of these curves, these bends and warps in the fabric of reality, each one creating its own local variation in the flow of time. Let's go back to the beginning. Not your beginning, but the beginning of everything. The origin of time itself. The moment before which there were no moments. The instant that marked the start of the universe. Physicists call it the Big Bang, though that's a misleading name. It wasn't an explosion in space. It was the beginning of space, and time, and everything. Before the Big Bang, there was no before. That sounds paradoxical, and it is, because our language isn't built to describe a state where time doesn't exist. We use words like before and after, which assume time is already there. But if the Big Bang was the beginning of time itself, then asking what came before is like asking what's north of the North Pole. The question doesn't make sense. There is no north of the North Pole. There is no before the beginning of time. And yet here we are, trying to imagine it anyway, because that's what humans do. We push against the edges of understanding, trying to grasp the ungraspable, trying to think about the unthinkable. And sometimes, in that pushing, we find something strange and beautiful. Even if we can't fully understand it, at the very beginning, the universe was unimaginably hot and dense. All the matter and energy that would eventually become galaxies and stars and planets and you, all of it was compressed into a space smaller than an atom. Smaller, perhaps, than anything you can meaningfully imagine. A point of infinite density and temperature where the laws of physics as we know them break down completely. And then it began to expand. Not into empty space, because there was no space yet. Space itself was expanding, stretching, creating distance where there had been none. In the first fraction of a second, the first unimaginably tiny sliver of time, things happened that defy imagination. The universe doubled in size, then doubled again, over and over, faster than the speed of light, in a process called inflation. It's hard to wrap your mind around the idea of space expanding faster than light, but that's what seems to have happened. Space itself was stretching. And because space was stretching, the matter and energy within it were being pulled apart, creating vast distances in an instant. In less than a second, a region smaller than an atom expanded to something larger than a galaxy. The universe went from infinitesimally small to cosmically vast in a blink, driven by a field of energy that we still don't fully understand. This inflationary period smoothed out the universe, spreading matter and energy evenly across the expanding space, creating the foundation for everything that would come after. And then, after inflation stopped, the universe was filled with a hot, dense soup of particles and radiation. No atoms yet, no structure, just energy and matter in their most primitive forms, colliding and interacting in the intense heat. Quarks and gluons, the fundamental building blocks of matter, moving at incredible speeds, too hot to form stable structures. The temperature was trillions of degrees, far hotter than anything that exists in the universe today. For the first few minutes, the universe was a cosmic furnace. As it expanded, it cooled, and as it cooled, particles began to stick together. Protons and neutrons formed from quarks. Then, in a process called Big Bang nucleosynthesis, those protons and neutrons began to fuse together, creating the first atomic nuclei, mostly hydrogen, some helium, tiny traces of lithium. These are still the most common elements in the universe, forged in the first few minutes after the beginning. But for hundreds of thousands of years, the universe was too hot for atoms to form. Any time an electron tried to stick to a nucleus, radiation would knock it loose again. The universe was opaque, filled with light that couldn't travel far before being absorbed and re-emitted. Photons bounced from particle to particle, scattering endlessly, unable to move freely through space. And then, about 380,000 years after the beginning, the universe cooled enough for atoms to form. Electrons and nuclei stuck together, creating the first stable atoms, mostly hydrogen and helium. And when that happened, light was suddenly free to travel. It stopped being absorbed and scattered constantly. It could move through space unimpeded. The universe became transparent for the first time. That light is still traveling today. We can detect it, faint and stretched by the expansion of the universe, coming from every direction in the sky. It's called the cosmic microwave background, and it's the oldest light in the universe, the afterglow of the Big Bang itself. When you tune a radio between stations and hear static, a tiny fraction of that static is this ancient light stretched into radio waves, the echo of creation still ringing through the cosmos. After atoms formed, the universe entered a dark age. Hundreds of millions of years with no stars, no galaxies, just hydrogen and helium gas drifting through expanding space, slowly being pulled together by gravity into denser and denser clumps. The universe was dark, lit only by the fading glow of the cosmic microwave background, cooling and dimming as it redshifted into longer and longer wavelengths. And eventually, those clumps collapsed under their own weight, heating up as they compressed until they became hot enough for nuclear fusion to ignite. The first stars were born, massive, bright, short-lived. They burned fiercely and died young, exploding as supernovae and seeding the universe with heavier elements, carbon and oxygen and iron, the raw materials for planets and eventually for life. These first stars lit up the universe, ending the Dark Age. They ionized the hydrogen around them, creating bubbles of transparency that grew and merged until the entire universe was once again filled with light. And as they died, their explosions triggered new waves of star formation, a cascade of creation spreading through the cosmos. And then galaxies formed, pulled together by gravity, collections of billions of stars orbiting common centers, creating vast spiral and elliptical structures that filled the expanding universe with light. And over billions of years, those galaxies evolved, merged, changed, while stars were born and died and born again, and planets formed around some of them, and on at least one of those planets, in at least one of those galaxies, life emerged. And that life eventually became complex enough to look up at the sky, to wonder about the beginning, to ask where it all came from. And here you are, billions of years later, a pattern of atoms that can think and feel and wonder, lying still in the dark, listening to a story about the origin of everything. The atoms in your body were forged in stars that died before the sun was born. The oxygen you're breathing was created in those stellar furnaces. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all of it came from stars. You are, quite literally, made of stardust. You are the universe thinking about itself. And maybe that's the most profound thing about time and space. They're not just out there, external to you. You're part of them. You're made of the same stuff as stars and galaxies. You're shaped by the same forces that shaped the universe. And the consciousness you're experiencing right now, the awareness that's receiving these words, that's part of the universe too. Part of the ongoing unfolding of time and space and matter and energy that began 13.8 billion years ago and continues still. Every day, you experience a rhythm so familiar you barely notice it. Light and dark. Day and night, the sun rises, crosses the sky, sets, and the stars come out. Then the cycle repeats. This rhythm has been part of life on Earth for billions of years. It's older than humans, older than dinosaurs, older than anything you can point to and call alive. And yet, it still shapes your life, shapes the way you experience time. Day and night happen because the Earth rotates, spinning on its axis once every 24 hours. Half the time, your part of the planet faces the sun, and you have day. The other half, you face away, and you have night. It's simple, mechanical, the result of the Earth's motion through space. But simple as it is, it creates one of the most powerful rhythms in your life. Your body has an internal clock that tracks this rhythm. It's called your circadian rhythm, and it's built into your biology at a fundamental level. Even if you were locked in a room with no windows, no way to see the sun, your body would still follow roughly a 24-hour cycle. You'd still get tired at night and wake up in the morning because your body knows. It's been doing this for billions of years of evolution. It's learned to predict the cycle of day and night, to prepare for it, to sync its processes with the rotation of the Earth. This internal clock is not just in your brain. It's in every cell of your body. Each cell contains genes that turn on and off in daily cycles, creating rhythms of activity and rest at the cellular level. These cellular clocks are coordinated by a master clock in your brain, a tiny region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which sits just above where your optic nerves cross. This master clock receives input from your eyes, detecting light levels and using that information to keep the body's clock synchronized with the external world. But even without light, these clocks keep ticking. Experiments have shown that people living in constant darkness, with no time cues from the outside world, still maintain daily rhythms. Their cycles might drift slightly, settling into a natural period of about 25 hours instead of exactly 24, but the rhythm persists. Your body knows how to keep time, even in the absence of external clues. And this rhythm affects everything. Your body temperature rises and falls over the course of the day. Your hormone levels fluctuate, with cortisol peaking in the morning to help you wake up and melatonin rising in the evening to help you sleep. Your immune system is more active at certain times. Your digestion works better at others. Even your genes express themselves on daily schedules, producing different proteins at different times of day. When you sleep, your body does things it can't do while you're awake. It repairs tissues, consolidates memories, clears waste from your brain. It's not idle. It's working, but working in a different mode, a mode that requires stillness and darkness and reduced consciousness. And it does this on a schedule, a biological rhythm that pulses through every cell, every organ, every system. And this rhythm connects you to the cosmos in a very direct way. You are a small pattern of matter on the surface of a planet that's rotating through space. The rhythm you feel, the cycle of wakefulness and sleep, is a response to the planet's motion. You are literally experiencing the Earth's rotation as a sensation in your body, as the rise and fall of alertness and fatigue. Think about that for a moment. The tiredness you feel right now, the heaviness in your eyelids, the slowing of your thoughts, that's not just random. It's your body responding to the position of the Earth relative to the Sun. It's a direct physical connection to the cosmos, to the rotation of the planet, to the movement of the solar system through space. You are not separate from the universe. You are part of its motion, its rhythm, its vast turning dance. And beyond the daily rhythm, there are longer rhythms, the seasons, caused by the Earth's tilt and its orbit around the Sun. As the planet circles the star, different parts receive more or less direct sunlight, creating summer and winter, spring and fall. And your body responds to these too, though more subtly. Some people experience seasonal changes in mood, energy levels, sleep patterns. The amount of daylight affects how much melatonin your pineal gland produces, which affects your sleep-wake cycle. The phases of the moon create another rhythm, though whether humans are truly affected by it remains debated. The moon's gravitational pull creates tides in the oceans, and some studies suggest it might affect sleep patterns, though the evidence is mixed. But for countless other species, the lunar cycle is crucial. Corals spawn according to the moon. Sea turtles time their egg-laying by lunar cycles. The moon is another cosmic clock, another rhythm woven into the fabric of life on Earth. Your life is shaped by cosmic cycles, by the motion of planets and moons and stars, by forces that operate on scales so large you can barely comprehend them. The 24-hour day, the 365-day year, the 29.5-day lunar month. These are not arbitrary human inventions. They're cosmic phenomena, the natural rhythms of the solar system, and your body has evolved to resonate with them, to move in harmony with them. And yet you're part of it all. You're not separate from the cosmos. You're embedded in it, responsive to it, shaped by it. The atoms in your body were formed in stars. The rhythms in your body reflect the motion of the Earth. Even your sense of time, your experience of duration and change, is tied to the way the universe unfolds around you. And in this moment, as you lie here in the dark, as your circadian rhythm signals to your body that it's time to rest, you're participating in something ancient and universal. You're joining a cycle that's been repeating for billions of years, that will continue for billions more. The Earth is spinning. The sun is shining on the other side of the planet. And you, small and brief as you are part of it all, resting in rhythm with the cosmos. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself sink into the awareness that you're not fighting against time or resisting the natural rhythms of the universe. You're flowing with them, moving in harmony with something so much larger than yourself. And that's deeply, profoundly restful. Every rotation of the Earth, every circuit around the sun, you're moving through space at incredible speeds. The Earth rotates at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. It orbits the sun at about 107,000 kilometers per hour. The entire solar system is moving through the galaxy at about 720,000 kilometers per hour. And the galaxy itself is moving through the universe at over 1,000,000 kilometers per hour. You are hurtling through space right now, moving at speeds that would make any spacecraft seem stationary. And yet you feel none of it. You feel still, at rest, grounded, because everything around you is moving at the same speed. Your reference frame is moving, So to you, it feels like stillness. And in that stillness, in that sense of being at rest even while moving at incredible speeds through the cosmos, there's a beautiful paradox. You are both still and moving, both resting and hurtling, both quiet and part of the vast kinetic energy of the universe. And tonight, as you let yourself rest, you're allowing both to be true at once. On human scales, on the scale of your life, time moves quickly. A year passes before you know it. A decade vanishes in what feels like an instant. You measure your life in years, and even a long life is less than a century, a tiny sliver of time compared to the age of the Earth or the universe. But on cosmic scales, time is almost incomprehensibly vast. The Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. To a human, those numbers are meaningless. You can't really grasp what a billion years feels like. It's so far beyond your experience that your mind can't hold it. And yet, in another way, it's grounding, because it reminds you that your worries, your anxieties, your sense that time is running out, all of that is happening on such a small scale. On a cosmic scale, your entire life is a flash, briefer than a heartbeat. And that might sound depressing, but it's not. It's freeing. Because if your life is so brief on cosmic scales, then the mistakes you make, the things you regret, the moments of embarrassment or failure, they're even briefer. They're microscopic, invisible, irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. A star lives for millions or billions of years, burning steadily, converting hydrogen into helium, creating energy and light. Our sun is about halfway through its life. It's been shining for 4.5 billion years, and it will shine for another 5 billion or so before it runs out of fuel and begins to die. To the sun, your entire life, the entire history of human civilization, is less than a blink. And there are stars that live even longer. Small, cool red dwarfs can burn for trillions of years, far longer than the current age of the universe. They've only just begun their lives, and they'll still be shining long after our sun has died, long after the Earth is gone, long after everything you know has faded into distant memory. And this perspective, this cosmic scale of time, can be incredibly comforting, because it means you don't have to carry everything so heavily. You don't have to make every moment count. You don't have to live with the pressure of significance. You're small. Your time is brief, and that's okay. In fact, it's perfect, because it means you can rest. You can let go. You can allow yourself to be insignificant, because significance is a burden you were never meant to carry. You are a tiny pattern in a vast universe. And that's not a flaw. It's not a failure. It's just what you are. And there's peace in accepting that, in letting yourself be small, in letting the universe be big, in allowing the cosmic scale of time to dwarf your worries and fears and regrets until they shrink into nothing. Sun Tzu's Luke, infinity. The idea that something has no end, no boundary, no limit. It's one of the hardest concepts for the human mind to grasp. We're built to think in terms of beginnings and endings, edges and limits. Everything we experience has a boundary. Rooms have walls. Lives have births and deaths. Even the longest journeys eventually end. But the universe, space, time, maybe they don't end. Maybe they go on forever. Is that frightening? For some people, yes. The idea of something endless, something that never stops, can feel overwhelming. It's too big, too vast, too incomprehensible. Where do you fit in something infinite? How do you matter In a universe that has no edges, how can your brief, finite existence have any meaning in the context of infinity? But maybe infinity isn't frightening at all. Maybe it's comforting, because if the universe is infinite, then there's no edge to fall off. There's no end to reach. There's no wall to run into. You can keep going, keep existing, keep being. And there will always be more universe to hold you. Infinity means there's always room, always space, always more. You don't have to worry about running out of universe. There's an endless supply of existence, and you're part of it. Think about counting. You can count as high as you want. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. There's always another number. Always one more to add. The numbers go on forever. You'll never reach the end because there is no end. And if you tried to count all the numbers, you'd be counting forever, and you still wouldn't finish. That's infinity. Not a very large number, but the absence of any final number. The quality of endlessness itself. And space might be like that. You could travel in any direction, keep going in a straight line, and you'd never hit a wall. Never find a place where space stops and something else begins. Because what would that something else even be? How can space have an edge when space is the very thing that allows for places and edges to exist? And what about the edge of the universe? Does space have a boundary? A place where space stops and what? Nothing begins? The question doesn't quite make sense, because nothing isn't a place. Nothing is the absence of place. If space has an edge, what's on the other side of that edge? More space? Then it's not really an edge. Something that's not space? What would that even mean? A region where distance doesn't exist? Where the concept of location breaks down? Current physics suggests that the universe might not have an edge in the way we usually think of edges. It might be finite but unbounded, like the surface of a sphere. A sphere has a finite surface area, but it doesn't have an edge. If you walk in one direction on the surface of a sphere, you'll eventually come back to where you started, having traveled in a loop. The universe might be like that, finite in size, but with no edge, no boundary, no place where space stops. Imagine being an ant on a balloon. The balloon's surface is all the space you know. You can walk in any direction and you'll never find an edge. But the surface still has a finite area. It's bounded by being curved back on itself, not by having a wall or border. The universe might be curved in the same way, in dimensions we can't directly perceive. Finite, but with no edge. Bounded, but endless from any internal perspective. Or maybe the universe is infinite. Maybe space goes on forever, with no limit, no boundary, just an endless expanse of stars and galaxies stretching out in all directions. And if that's true, then there are infinite versions of everything, infinite planets, infinite stars, infinite possibilities. Somewhere in the infinite vastness, there might be another Earth, another version of you, living a slightly different life, making slightly different choices. An infinite universe contains all possibilities, or at least all physically possible configurations of matter and energy. It's dizzying to think about, but maybe you don't need to think about it. Maybe it's enough to just let the idea wash over you, to let the concept of infinity be something you feel rather than something you understand. Infinity is vast. Infinity is beyond comprehension, and that's okay. You don't need to comprehend it. You just need to rest in it, to let it hold you, to trust that even though you're finite and brief, the universe is infinite and eternal, and there's room for you within it. And then there's the end. Not your end, but the end of everything. The heat death of the universe. The slow, gradual fading of all light, all energy, all motion, until nothing remains but cold, dark, empty space, with particles drifting alone through the void, too far apart to ever interact again. This is what physics predicts will happen eventually. The universe is expanding, and that expansion is accelerating. Galaxies are moving apart, driven by a mysterious force called dark energy that makes up about 68% of the universe's total energy density. And as they move apart, as space itself stretches, the universe grows colder and more dilute. Stars will continue to burn and die until eventually all the stars have burned out. The last red dwarfs, the smallest and longest-lived stars, might continue shining for trillions of years. But even they will eventually exhaust their fuel. And when the last star goes dark, when the last ember of stellar fire fades, the universe will enter an era of darkness. Black holes will dominate this dark era, slowly accumulating mass, slowly growing. But even black holes are not eternal. Through a process called Hawking radiation, they slowly evaporate, releasing their mass back into space as faint streams of particles. The larger the black hole, the slower this process. But eventually, over timescales so vast, they're almost meaningless. Even the supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies will evaporate completely. And then there will be almost nothing. Just a few isolated particles, photons and neutrinos, and maybe a few electrons drifting through an ever-expanding, ever-cooling void. The temperature of the universe will approach absolute zero. Time will continue, but nothing will change. No stars will form. No life will exist. Just an eternal, unchanging expanse of darkness and cold. This won't happen for trillions upon trillions of years, so long from now that it's almost meaningless to even think about. The heat death is so far in the future that all of recorded human history, all of biological evolution on Earth, all of the current age of the universe is a blink, a fraction of the time it will take to reach that final state. And maybe that sounds depressing. The ultimate fate of everything is cold, dark emptiness. Everything ends. All structures dissolve. All energy disperses. The universe winds down like a clock running out of momentum. Slowly, inevitably, until finally it stops. But think about it another way. The heat death of the universe means that everything ends gently, not in a violent collapse, not in a catastrophic explosion, but in a slow, peaceful fading. The universe will grow quieter and quieter, dimmer and dimmer, until finally it rests in eternal stillness. No more change, no more motion, no more violence or destruction, just peace. Eternal, unchanging peace. And in a strange way, that's what sleep is. A temporary heat death. A brief period where your body's processes slow down, where your consciousness fades, where you stop generating so much energy and motion and thought. Sleep is a preview of the ultimate rest, the final silence. But unlike the universe, you get to wake up. You get to experience motion and warmth and light again. Sleep is a gift, a chance to taste the stillness that will one day be eternal without having to surrender to it permanently. So, let yourself drift toward that stillness now. Let your body slow down. Let your thoughts fade. Let the energy that's been driving you through the day begin to dissipate to settle, to cool. You're not dying, you're just resting, and in the morning, you'll wake and the universe will still be here, still expanding, still full of stars, still holding you in its infinite embrace. But for now, for these hours of night, you can rest in the preview of that final peace, that ultimate stillness, knowing you'll return to motion when the time is right. Every night, you do something strange and mysterious. You lose consciousness. You close your eyes, and the world disappears. And for hours, you exist in a state that's not quite life and not quite death. A liminal space where your body continues to function, but your awareness fades into something else entirely. Sometimes there are dreams, vivid and strange, filled with impossible events and distorted logic. Sometimes there's nothing, just a void, a gap in time where you existed, but don't remember existing. And when you sleep, time becomes strange. Sometimes a dream feels like it lasts for hours, a whole narrative unfolding with a beginning, middle, and end. But when you wake, you realize only minutes have passed. Other times, you close your eyes and open them immediately, or so it feels. But hours have gone by. Time in sleep doesn't follow the rules of waking time. It stretches and compresses, bends and folds, becomes something fluid and unpredictable. And maybe this is what time really is. Maybe the steady, predictable flow you experience when you're awake is the illusion, and the strange, flexible time of sleep is closer to the truth, because in sleep, you're not measuring time with clocks. You're not tracking it with numbers. You're just experiencing it directly, without the framework of schedules and deadlines and minutes and hours. And in that direct experience, time reveals itself as something much stranger than you usually realize. Sleep has architecture, structure. Scientists who study sleep have identified distinct stages, each with its own characteristics, its own brainwave patterns, its own purpose. You cycle through these stages multiple times each night, moving from light sleep to deep sleep to REM sleep and back again in a rhythm that takes about 90 minutes to complete. In the first stage, you're just drifting off. Your muscles relax, your breathing slows, your brain waves shift from the quick beta waves of wakefulness to the slower alpha waves of relaxation. You're still somewhat aware of your surroundings, still able to wake easily if disturbed. This is the threshold between waking and sleeping, the edge you're approaching right now as you listen to these words. Then you sink deeper into the second stage. Your heart rate slows, your body temperature drops, your brain produces sudden bursts of activity called sleep spindles, brief storms of neural firing that seem to help consolidate memories, transferring information from short-term to long-term storage. This is where you spend most of your night, cycling through this moderate level of sleep between the deeper and lighter stages. And then comes deep sleep. Stage 3, slow wave sleep. This is where your brain waves slow dramatically, becoming long, rolling delta waves that sweep through your cortex like ocean swells. Your heart rate and breathing reach their lowest points. Your muscles are completely relaxed, and you are profoundly disconnected from the world. Loud noises might not wake you. You're not dreaming, not thinking, not processing information. You're just gone, resting in a place that's deeper than dreams, deeper than thought, closer to the cosmic silence of empty space than to the noisy activity of waking life. And this deep sleep is essential. It's when your body repairs itself, when your brain clears out waste products that accumulated during the day, when memories are consolidated and integrated. Your pituitary gland releases growth hormone. Your immune system ramps up its activity, fighting off infections and repairing damaged tissues. blood flow to your brain decreases while blood flow to your muscles increases, allowing them to recover from the day's activities. It's the most restorative part of sleep, the part that leaves you feeling refreshed and renewed when you wake. And it's also the part of sleep where time disappears most completely. You don't experience deep sleep. You're not aware of it. It's a gap in consciousness, a void in your experience of time. And maybe deep sleep is the closest you can come, while still alive, to understanding what it might be like to exist outside of time. In deep sleep, there is no past or future. There's no awareness of duration. There's just an eternal present that you don't even perceive. It's time without time, existence without experience. And in its own way, it's profoundly peaceful. There's a period in the night, usually between 3 and 4 a.m., when deep sleep is at its deepest. When your core body temperature has dropped to its lowest point, when melatonin levels are highest and cortisol levels are lowest. This is the furthest point from waking, the deepest trough in the circadian cycle. And it's when time seems to slow the most, when the night stretches out into what feels like eternity. If you wake during this period, the world feels different, quieter, stranger, more distant. It's as if you've surfaced from the deep ocean and the pressure hasn't quite equalized yet. The boundary between sleep and waking is thinner here, more permeable. Dreams can bleed into waking. Time can feel elastic, unstable. You might look at the clock and be surprised that only an hour has passed, or shocked that 3 hours have gone by. This is the deepest night, the darkest hour, not just in terms of light, but in terms of consciousness. You're as far from daytime alertness as you can be. Your brain is in its lowest gear. Your body is in its deepest rest. And time, in this place, almost stops. Right now, as you listen to these words, you might be approaching that state. Your thoughts are slowing. Your awareness is fading. The boundary between sleep and waking is becoming blurry. And that's exactly as it should be. You're moving from the world of clocks and schedules and measured time into the world of timeless rest, where hours don't matter, where minutes are meaningless, where there's only the deep, quiet, eternal now of sleep. And there's a strange parallel between deep sleep and the deep darkness of space. In both, there's an absence, an emptiness, a void. But it's not a threatening emptiness. It's a peaceful one. In deep space, far from any star, there's no light, no sound, no warmth. Just cold, dark silence. And in deep sleep, there's no thought, no awareness, no time, just rest. Both are forms of profound stillness. Both are places where the usual activity of existence falls away, leaving only the most basic processes. A star in deep space might not have planets, might not have any nearby companions, but it still burns, still fuses hydrogen into helium, still radiates energy into the void. And you in deep sleep might not have thoughts or dreams or awareness, but your body still breathes, still beats its heart, still maintains itself. The universe has quiet places, empty regions between galaxies, where there are no stars, no planets, no light, just the cosmic microwave background and the slow drift of a few isolated atoms. These are the loneliest places in existence, regions so empty that if you were there, you might not see another star in any direction, just darkness stretching out infinitely. And yet, even there, space is not nothing. The quantum foam still bubbles. Dark matter still exerts its invisible pull. The fabric of spacetime still exists, still bends and flexes. The emptiness is full in ways we can't perceive. And maybe deep sleep is like that, empty of thought, empty of experience, but full of processes we don't perceive, full of cellular repair, neural consolidation, immune activity, full of life, just life in a different mode. And maybe that's what you need. Not stimulation, not excitement, not more information or more experience. Just emptiness, just quiet, just the deep, restful void where nothing happens and nothing needs to happen, where you can let go of everything, even the need to be conscious, even the need to exist in any meaningful way. So let yourself sink into that void. Let the darkness of sleep merge with the darkness of space. Let your consciousness fade like a star running out of fuel, slowly dimming, slowly cooling, until finally there's only stillness, only silence, only rest. Let the universe hold you in its vast, quiet embrace, and let time dissolve into the eternal, peaceful now of deep sleep. Here's one of the most profound mysteries in all of science and philosophy. Why does anything exist at all? Why is there a universe instead of nothing? Why is there space and time and matter and energy instead of just absence? No one knows. There's no answer. It's a question that sits at the boundary of what we can understand, and maybe beyond that boundary. Philosophers call this the ultimate question, the most fundamental mystery of existence. And it's not just a scientific question. It's not something we can solve with better telescopes or more precise measurements. It's deeper than that. It's a question about the very nature of reality itself. Why should there be reality at all? What makes existence possible? What keeps the universe from simply not being? Some people find this question disturbing. It opens up a kind of vertigo, a dizziness at the thought that everything might just as easily not exist. If there's no reason for the universe to exist, if it's just here without explanation, then what does that say about meaning, about purpose, about the significance of anything? If existence itself is arbitrary, how can anything within existence be meaningful? But there's another way to think about it. Maybe the fact that there's no answer is itself an answer. Maybe existence doesn't need a reason. Maybe being is more fundamental than reason, more basic than explanation. Things exist, and that's just what reality is. Not something that needs to be explained, but the thing that makes explanation possible in the first place. And there's another mystery just as deep. Why does time only go in one direction? Why can you remember the past but not the future? Why can't you go backward in time? The laws of physics, at their most fundamental level, don't distinguish between past and future. The equations work the same whether you run time forward or backward, and yet, in practice, time only ever goes one way. The past is fixed, the future is open, and there's no clear reason why. This is related to something called the arrow of time, and it's one of the deepest unsolved problems in physics. We know that time has a direction. We can feel it. We can see it in the way things change, the way order becomes disorder, the way energy disperses and spreads out. Entropy always increases. Heat flows from hot to cold. Eggs break, but don't unbreak. These processes all have a direction, a one-way flow from past to future. But we don't really understand why. The universe could, in theory, run backward. The laws of physics would still work, but it doesn't. Time marches forward relentlessly, and we don't know why. Some physicists think it has to do with the initial conditions of the universe, with the fact that the Big Bang started in an extremely low entropy state and has been increasing in entropy ever since. Others think there might be deeper principles we haven't discovered yet. But the truth is, we don't know. The arrow of time remains a mystery. And maybe these mysteries, these unanswered questions, are not problems to solve. Maybe they're invitations to rest in uncertainty. Because when you accept that you don't know, when you stop needing to have answers, when you let the mystery be a mystery, there's a kind of peace in that, a release from the burden of understanding. You don't need to know why the universe exists. You don't need to understand why time goes forward. You can just be. You can exist without explanation, without justification, without needing to fit yourself into a grand cosmic narrative. You are here. That's enough. And the fact that you don't know why, that you can't explain it, that it remains a mystery even to the smartest physicists and philosophers, that's okay. That's beautiful even. There's a concept in philosophy and spirituality that's hard to put into words but profoundly comforting once you grasp it. The idea that the universe doesn't owe you an explanation. That mystery is not a failure of understanding, but a fundamental feature of reality. That some questions might not have answers, and that's okay. That you can rest in the unknown, in the uncertain, in the inexplicable, and find peace there. When you're a child, you want answers to everything. Why is the sky blue? Where does the sun go at night? Why do people die? And you expect adults to have those answers, to be able to explain everything. But as you grow older, you realize that adults don't know everything, that there are questions without answers, mysteries without solutions. And at first, that's unsettling. But eventually, it becomes liberating, because if you don't need to know everything, if you can let some things remain mysterious, then you can stop trying so hard to figure it all out. You can stop demanding that the universe makes sense to you. You can let it be vast and strange and incomprehensible, and you can just exist within it, a small pattern of consciousness drifting through time and space, aware but not understanding, perceiving but not controlling. Science has given us incredible knowledge. We understand so much more than our ancestors did. We know that the Earth orbits the Sun, that matter is made of atoms, that light is both wave and particle, that the universe began in a hot, dense state and has been expanding ever since. We've split atoms and mapped genomes and photographed black holes. Human knowledge has grown exponentially, especially in the last few centuries. And yet, with all this knowledge, the deepest questions remain unanswered. We don't know what dark matter is, even though it makes up most of the universe's mass. We don't know what dark energy is, even though it's causing the universe to expand faster and faster. We don't know what happened before the Big Bang, or if that question even makes sense. We don't know if our universe is the only one, or if there are infinite others. We don't know what consciousness is, or how it arises from matter. We don't know why the laws of physics are what they are, or if they could have been different. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. Each answer opens up new questions. Each discovery reveals new mysteries. And maybe that's not a flaw in the scientific process. Maybe that's just what reality is like, infinite in its depth, inexhaustible in its complexity, always containing more mystery than we can ever hope to solve. And maybe that's the greatest gift the universe offers, not answers, but the freedom to stop asking. Not understanding, but the peace of accepting that understanding isn't necessary. You don't need to know why time exists, or what space is made of, or where the universe came from. You can just be here, now, in this moment, breathing, resting, existing, without explanation. And in that acceptance, in that surrender to mystery, there's a profound rest because you're no longer fighting against the unknown. You're no longer demanding that reality conform to your need for answers. You're just letting go. Letting the universe be what it is. Letting yourself be what you are. And finding in that letting go a peace deeper than any answer could provide. Right now, in this moment, you don't need to solve anything. You don't need to understand the nature of time or the origin of existence. You don't need to figure out the arrow of time or the meaning of consciousness. All you need to do is be here, breathing slowly, feeling your body relaxing, allowing your thoughts to drift like clouds across a vast sky. The mysteries will still be there tomorrow, but tonight you can rest in the not knowing, in the beautiful, peaceful uncertainty of existence. Imagine you're lying under the stars, somewhere far from city lights, somewhere dark and quiet. The sky above you is filled with points of light, thousands of them, scattered across the blackness. And as you lie there looking up, you feel the vastness of space pressing down on you, not in a threatening way, but in a way that makes you feel small, held, supported by something so much larger than yourself. The stars are so far away that their light takes years, sometimes centuries, sometimes millennia to reach you. When you look at a star, you're seeing it not as it is now, but as it was when the light left it. You're looking into the past, seeing a version of the universe that no longer exists in that form. The star might have changed. It might have exploded, might have died, might have transformed into something unrecognizable. But you're seeing it as it was, frozen in time, preserved by the speed of light and the vast distances of space. And there's something deeply peaceful about that. The past is still there, still visible, still reaching out to you across the void. Nothing is truly gone. Nothing is truly lost. It's just distant, separated from you by time and space, but still real, still existing, somewhere in the fabric of the universe. As you lie there under the stars, you might notice that you can't see the edges. The sky goes on in every direction, curving away beyond your vision, and you can't tell where it ends. Maybe it doesn't end. Maybe it goes on forever, infinite in every direction, full of stars and galaxies stretching out beyond comprehension. And in that vastness, in that endless expanse, you are a single point, a single moment, a brief flicker of awareness, and that might make you feel insignificant, but it also makes you feel connected. Because you are part of this, you are made of the same atoms as those stars, formed in the same processes, shaped by the same forces. You are not separate from the universe. You are a piece of it, a small fragment of the whole, but a piece nonetheless. And as you lie there, you might notice time beginning to soften. The seconds stop feeling distinct. The minutes blur together. The distinction between past and future fades. There's only now, only this moment, only the awareness of lying here under the stars, feeling the vastness above you and the solidity of the ground beneath you. Time is slowing down. Not in a measurable way, not in a way you could clock with a watch, but in the way that matters, in your experience, in your awareness. The urgency of time is fading. The pressure to do something, to be somewhere, to accomplish something, all of that is draining away, leaving only stillness, only presence, only the simple fact of being here, now, in this moment, under this sky. And maybe time isn't moving at all anymore. Maybe it's stopped, or maybe it's just become irrelevant. Because in this moment, there's no need for time. There's no need to measure it, to track it, to worry about it passing. There's only the eternal now, stretching out in all directions, infinite and unchanging, holding you gently in its timeless embrace. And in this timeless moment, you are not inside time anymore. You are time. You are the unfolding of the universe, the flow of space and time and matter and energy that has been happening for 13.8 billion years and will continue for trillions more. You are not separate from it. You are it. You are the universe experiencing itself, looking up at its own stars, wondering about its own nature, resting in its own mystery. You are a temporary pattern in the fabric of spacetime. Atoms arranged in a specific configuration, molecules organized into cells, cells into tissues, tissues into organs, organs into you. But those atoms were here long before you. They were forged in stars, scattered through supernovae, gathered into clouds of gas, pulled together by gravity into planets. And they'll be here long after you're gone, reorganized into different patterns, different forms, but never destroyed, never lost. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. The energy that animates you right now, the warmth of your body, the firing of your neurons, the beating of your heart, that energy has been flowing through the universe since the Big Bang. It's passed through countless forms: starlight, heat, motion, life. And when you die, when this particular pattern dissolves, that energy will continue. It will transform again, flow into new configurations, new patterns, new expressions of existence. So, in the deepest sense, you cannot cease to exist. You can only change form. The atoms that make you are eternal. The energy that powers you is indestructible. You are not a thing that begins and ends. You are a wave passing through the ocean, a ripple in the fabric of space-time, a temporary organization of matter and energy that will eventually reorganize, but never disappear. And in that realization, there's a profound peace, because you're not alone. You're not isolated. You're not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos. You are space and time and energy and awareness, all woven together into this brief, beautiful pattern that exists for a moment and then fades back into the whole. And now, right now, you can let that pattern begin to dissolve, not in the sense of dying, but in the sense of letting the boundaries between you and the universe soften and blur, letting yourself merge with the vastness, with the silence, with the eternal now that has always been here and always will be. Let go of the need to be separate, to be individual, to be anything other than a small ripple in the fabric of space and time. The stars above you have been shining for billions of years. Some of them are so old, they were born when the universe was still young, when galaxies were first forming, when the first generation of stars was just beginning to seed the cosmos with heavy elements. Those ancient stars are still there, still burning, still sending their light across the void. And someday, billions of years from now, their light will reach some distant part of the universe, will be absorbed by something, somewhere, continuing the endless flow of energy from form to form. And the darkness between the stars? That's not emptiness. It's space. It's the fabric of reality itself, the medium in which everything exists. And that fabric extends infinitely in all directions, or curves back on itself in ways we can't perceive, creating a cosmos that is both vast beyond comprehension and intimate enough to hold you right here, right now, in this single moment of awareness. The ground beneath you is solid because atoms resist compression, because the electromagnetic forces between particles create the sensation of solidity. But on a deeper level, the ground is mostly empty space. The atoms that make up the Earth are 99.999% empty space. The nucleus is tiny. The electrons are even tinier. And between them, nothing. Just fields and forces and quantum probability waves. The Earth beneath you is a ghost, held together by invisible forces, creating the illusion of solidity. And you are the same. Mostly empty space, held together by forces you can't see. A pattern of fields and particles, a configuration of energy and matter that somehow gives rise to consciousness, to awareness, to the ability to experience this moment and wonder about its nature. The temperature of deep space, far from any star, is about 3 degrees above absolute zero. That's the temperature of the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang. The entire universe is bathed in this ancient light, stretched and cooled by 13.8 billion years of expansion, but still there, still detectable, still connecting every point in space to that moment of creation. And you are part of that story. Your atoms were there, in some form, in that first hot, dense state. They've been on a journey through the universe, through stars and planets, and now through you. And when you're gone, they'll continue that journey, becoming part of other stars, other planets, other forms of life perhaps, continuing the endless transformation of matter through time and space. Let yourself be held by the stars, by the darkness between them, by the vast, quiet, patient universe that has been unfolding for billions of years and will continue long after you're gone. You are part of it. You have always been part of it, and you always will be, even when this particular pattern dissolves, even when this moment ends, even when consciousness fades and sleep takes you, because the atoms that make you will remain. The energy that animates you will continue. Nothing is ever truly lost. It just changes form, moves through different patterns, becomes part of different configurations. And in that endless cycle of transformation, there is no death. There is only change, only flow, only the eternal dance of matter and energy through space and time. Time is not your enemy. It's not something you need to fight or control or manage. It's the medium in which you exist, the fabric in which your life is woven. And tonight, you can let it slow, let it stretch, let it become so gentle and diffuse that it almost stops. Not because time itself stops, but because your relationship to it changes. You stop measuring it, stop tracking it, stop worrying about it. And in that release, time becomes what it really is. Not a force that drives you forward, but a space that holds you, gently, infinitely, like water holds a swimmer who's finally stopped struggling and learned to float. So rest now, let go, let the universe carry you, let time slow to nothing, let space hold you in its infinite embrace. Let the stars above and the darkness around and the ground beneath all merge into one vast, gentle presence that asks nothing of you except that you exist, that you rest, that you simply be. There's nowhere else you need to go, nothing else you need to do, no moment other than this one. Just now, just here, just the quiet, timeless present that has always been and always will be. Good night.